Hello, so I'm going to talk a little bit about cynicism and feelings, I think, anyway. So, cynicism is basically the idea that people are motivated by self interest, and that's um, pretty much copy definition from Google. This is my voice. Um, so yeah, it's quite it's a negative perception of people. It's assuming that I guess it's assuming something about human nature that people are inherently selfish and that we are motivated by some sort of selfish underpinning. But I'm sort of interested as to where this sort of perspective comes from. Like why do people um perceive the world and people and individuals in this way? So I have been cynical in my life. Um And I think I've been cynical maybe recently as well, but I almost feel like I've come out of it a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to explain this properly because I don't know if I really know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna do give my best attempt at it. So I think cynical people, and this is just my perspective. I think cynical people often have problems with themselves. So if it's almost like you've got trust issues and you have an inability to interact with other people on a meaningful and emotional level because you constantly feel like they've got some sort of ulterior motive behind their actions, like whatever they're doing, it's not because they're doing it for the good of you or for the good of others, but rather for their own benefit, their own selfish benefit. And I think this can really get in the way of you functioning in your daily life, just you perceiving the world and people in this way. Because, well, you're never going to be able to truly connect with someone if you're just constantly skeptical about their motivations, and especially they're skeptical about their so-called positive motivations. And yeah, so I think it is an unhealthy way of looking at the world. However, I think it does have a place, and I feel like because there are some people who are genuinely motivated by self interest in every situation, and I guess you could maybe categorize these people as psychopaths. And I'm not saying that it's only psychopaths who are motivated by self interest, and I'm not saying it's always bad to be motivated by self interest because it's not. Sometimes, perhaps, we have to be motivated by our own self interest in order to get places in life, but there is a lot of situations when we don't have to be motivated by that, and I would say that our interpersonal relationships with people like friends and family shouldn't be motivated by self interest. Like, what can we get out of this person? What can we get money out of this person? Can we get some sort of personal gain from interacting with this person? I don't think we should go about acting in that sort of way. I think we should like people for who they are. And yeah, but I feel like cynical people have perhaps been taken advantage of maybe a narcissist or a psychopath. They've genuinely been in a close, intimate relationship with someone who has used them, and this has took a massive toll. So it almost distorts your perspective of reality. So you start to you obviously don't want that to happen again. So you think, maybe everyone's like this. Maybe everyone's got these bad motivations and they all want to take advantage of me. So if I just categorize everyone like that, then it's going to protect me from that, and I won't have to deal with what I've dealt with in the past. And I'm saying I, but this is just general people I'm talking about. So I think cynical people have been hurt, um, and it's almost like their cynicism is a coping mechanism in order to prevent experiencing that same sort of harm again. However, I think it causes more harm than good because I believe that there is a lot more good people in the world than there are bad people. and I don't really want to get into the meta-ethical underpinning of ethical language, like good and bad, but I'm going to say that there is good and bad, and I'm just going to say that that's self-evident. So, um, so when you experience some sort of abuse or get taken advantage of by a genuinely bad person, with malicious intent, who may be quite malevolent, this perhaps damages your perspective on reality and your perspective on all people, and then it prevents you or inhibits you from being able to actually formulate close relationships with people and genuinely good people, because not everybody does perceive that, not everybody does work for their own selfish needs and their own self-interest. I think it's a minority of people who do this, but it's a very loud minority. So if you come into contact with this minority, it takes a massive toll on you, because it like you can go through your whole life interacting with good people who maybe do have your interests at heart when they're acting, and that may be genuine, but then you come into contact with one person who completely takes advantage of you, and this could be over a prolonged period of time, or it could be maybe even over a short period of time, and that's gonna make you question your perspective on humanity, because it's like, oh, it's almost like a type of naivety. It's like you didn't realise that what people were really capable of, and you almost project that onto a lot of people, like you generalise it into the wider scope of humanity, rather than just saying, okay, maybe it's just this bad egg in the basket. And yeah, so I think that's the root of cynicism. Is some sort of abuse. It's maybe feeling, it's just a negative perception of humanity from a few bad experiences that you may have had with people who have taken advantage of you. And yeah, and obviously the result of that is that you can't formulate relationships with people, and it's an extremely unhealthy perspective to have, I guess. I don't really know why I wanted to talk about this. It's just I've just been thinking about it a little bit recently, and I've also been. I feel like I can hear someone. I've also been thinking about feelings as well, but I might make another video about that, because I've got 10 minutes left to recording time, but I feel like it's going to be a different topic. So yeah, I'll do that. So this is just basically my thoughts on cynicism, where it comes from. I don't really know how to tackle it. I wouldn't be able to give any advice on that. So yeah, you have to go elsewhere for that information. But right, if you've enjoyed this video, which is pretty random, I think, then leave a like. And yeah, thanks for watching.